Greetings students. In this chapter we are going to see about fixture design basics. The basic difference between jigs and fixture, because it is going to be generally people always know in the college days, or you would have studied the jig and fixture. What is very important is the jig is now the obsoleted one and fixture is the latest one, and the basic difference is the application is different. If you look the jig is being used in the conventional machine and the fixture is used in CNC. Of course, a conventional machine like a radial drilling machine or a normal milling machines and everything. See, what is very important is you should know about how this the technology has been developed. And the jig is now predominantly in CNC. Nobody uses jig. Jig is obsoleted concept. Fixture is a new one. And the jig, what we will be doing is, in case I am going to give a small example. In the engineering first year, you all have the pro circle. You know very well about the pro circle. In the pro circle, you have a lot of and campus. The difference why I am going to say is, suppose if you want to make a lot of circles, it is very difficult for the students or you to adjust the radius. 10 mm, 15 mm, 5 mm, and it's very difficult for you to use campus. It will take time, but the pro circle has a default holes and very easily you can circle it. The same way in jig, in a day if you want to manufacture a lot of components, say example you have this is a plate, and which this is a front side view, you have the lot of holes, smaller hole, bigger hole, and what in the jig it has is, jig has a predefined bushes which it will guide the tool to make exactly this 4 hole. As I said, this will be the location will be from different distance, and this is from different distance. It's the jig, as I said, it will guide the tool because in a day if you want to manufacture 50 components, it is very difficult for the operator to look at it XY. Even if he has a digital readout in the machine, he has to see the value XY, then he has to do, it will take time. Therefore, the jig will guide the tool. Basically, generally people use it for either drilling or for milling. Predominantly drilling they use it. And while drilling, what happened? The component may try to distort. Therefore, you have to hold the component. As I said, the jig, it will guide the tool. The first guiding the tool should be there. Then it will you have to clamp the component while doing the either milling or drilling operation. The component should not get disturbed. When it comes to fixture, as I said, it will only you have to hold the component. While as I said, there is no need for guiding the tool, because that you will be doing with the guiding the tool will be doing with the CNC program. As I said, where to move, which is all this point will be taken from the control panel. The program will be generated either from CAM program or manually you have to write. For predominantly the fixture, which is while doing the operation, either drilling or milling, you have to hold the component without any distortion. As you said, simply holding the component, which is makes sense? No, it has a process, because as I said, simply holding the component, you cannot hold it in hand or you cannot hold it with the tool. There are some principles are there. For that's how we defined it. It has to be securely fastened to the machine table, and we are going to see the next slide the concepts of CL or O. Basically, and what is important is where to locate, where to rest, where to orient, how to clamp. All this you are going to see that. As I said, the basic principle in fixture design says basically the fixture design is CL or O. What is why we put CL or O is, there is a CLRI is a famous institute. To easily remember, we put it, because any fixture design you should do all this, but there is it is not a priority. The first priority is location, orientation, resting is the third. This is not a mandatory, and clamping is the last one. For what is very important is you should know how to locate the component and how to orient the component. As I said, the fixture predominantly used in milling. For turning fixtures also available, and the same principle, and predominantly people use it for milling, either HMC or vertical machining center. So what is very important, as I said, once you know this, how to locate the component, and how to orient the component, because when you are writing the CNC programming, the programming is done in a different way. The same location or the job 0 should be taken, and that's the reason location plays the major role. Orient the component is very important, because if you are trying to keep component in a different direction, that's how Poka-yoke also plays in the major role, which we are going to see what is the meaning of Poka-yoke. And resting, if it is a very lengthier component, it is very important while machining there is a vibration will come. To adjust the level, people use resting. They use spring loaded wrist pins, and finally you have to clamp it, because if you are not clamping while doing the operation, drilling or milling, the component may try to distort. For all this is art. It's very interesting. As you said, this is the basic guidelines, and location you have various principle. If your component is diameter, then you have to use bunk or maybe the same round location. If your component is V block, if your component is round external, then what you can do, you can even see that V block also you can use it externally if you want to keep it center. All this we are going to see that. And orientation generally will be done by the pins, and resting will be wrist pins, and clamping there is various process which you are going to do that. For all this is a principle which you will be learning it. At the end, as you said, we want to improve the productivity. For you can load multiple components also. For what you have to do is to design number of components, which you should design the machine details also. For that's very important.